So as we're going over special right triangles today, I wanted to introduce you to trigonometry. The first part of the word trigonometry, trigon, means triangle, and metry means measure. So this is literally the measurement of triangles, trigonometry. Okay? It's the study of triangles and specifically the way that the ratio of the sides of triangles can be used to determine the measure of an angle. Okay, so the relationship between sides, the ratio or proportion of sides, and angles. There's some new terminology that you should be aware of as we're going through this. That's the words adjacent and opposite, and theta. So theta is this odd looking O with a line through it. This is theta. Theta, I think. All right. And we use theta to demarcate the reference angle, or the angle that we're interested in looking at the time. Okay, then we have adjacent angles and opposite angles. An adjacent angle is when I look at theta, in this case it's at the angle here to the left, the adjacent side is always next to theta. It's the next door neighbor of theta. This is the adjacent side, okay? The non-hypotenuse adjacent side. And then opposite is, again, in reference to theta. If this is my angle theta, then the opposite one is the side that is not being used to create that angle. It's the one directly opposed to it, the other leg. Okay, hypotenuse is always going to be the hypotenuse regardless of your theta or regardless of your reference angle. Okay, but if you look at that, this is important because you're not always going to be looking at the same reference angle. So for example, let's see if I get rid of this angle and instead I am looking at the other angle as theta. So instead of that angle being theta, let's imagine for a moment that this is now theta. This is my angle of reference. So now when I'm looking at my adjacent side, the adjacent side is no longer the one at the bottom, it is now this leg of the triangle, the one directly next to it. And opposite would now refer to the one across from it, the other leg at the bottom. So which leg is adjacent and which leg is opposite is always going to be in reference to theta, the angle that you're interested in measuring.